It's good to be in the house of the Lord, isn't it?
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Before I preach tonight, I'd like to have my wife come up here. And a few months back, we, you know, because you supported it, we went to Knoxville and helped feed the homeless. And we've got about 16, 18 pictures here we want to show you. And I'm going to let her, he said hold his clothes. He said, I'm going to let her tell you all about it.
All right, first of all, it was a wonderful, enlightening, life-changing experience. This is in Knoxville, and this picture is out in front of Angelic Ministries. You can go online and look up Angelic Ministries in Knoxville. That's the guys preparing to cook. They're standing around chatting and getting the grill going. And that's the drop box of Angelic Ministries. Guys cooking. There's a chicken. That is Jack Morton. He's the preacher, the one that we were with. He goes down there maybe a couple times a year and cooks chicken for them. Now most of the time, you know, every Saturday, some organization, church, something goes down and prepares a meal. Most of the time it's like lunch meat sandwiches, hot dogs, things like that, just something fast. Jack takes chicken, and they really love that.
At his own expense.
At his own expense, that's right. Okay, this is a little video inside the dining hall. They have a church service before the meal, and they preach and sing. And at this table they're showing right there, there's a couple that's got a little baby, just about the size of this one.
Do you know where you're going to wake up? But one of these days you're going to wake up dead. Okay, it's eternal. Wherever you are is where you'll be. So you better make that preparation on that slide in dirt. Okay? It is awful good to have with us today those from...
I was very surprised how attentive the people were.
You want to know what mine is? Or do you stay clear from there? Can I go through there real quick, like? I've been there a few times. And Jackie has just been a dear friend of this ministry for a few years now. In a lot of different ways. A friend with Jesus and his another church and several churches. And everywhere he goes, he gets folks down here. And so
These people are homeless. They don't get meals like you and I do. And I want you to know they were so polite in sitting there, not only through the gospel music, but also there was a preacher there that brought a message. They sat there, and then after all of that, they still sat there while we went into the kitchen. We had a line for them where they were fixing the plates, and we was able to go out and serve them as they were sitting there. Go on to the next one, Kim. Look how they're sitting there.
And that's the gospel group that came that day. It was from another church. Some of the songs the people were really in worshiping God. They were standing up, their hands raised, praising the Lord. You can go on to the next one. A lot of the pictures, because I couldn't figure out how to get them edited to put some in a file, so we've got them pretty well all. You can go on to another one. Okay, click on that one. This is after the preaching. there were several that came up to the altar. I don't know if any was saved that day or not. The girl sitting there in the blue shirt and her hand out, I've got a little clip of her. She had, I think she had come from Georgia, and they buy you a one-way bus ticket to Knoxville. They don't want to mess with them, so they buy a one-way ticket to Knoxville. And her testimony was that when she was a young girl, her family was killed in a car accident. So she was put in the home with an aunt and uncle. And after time, the aunt and uncle's house burnt down. And she ended up in the system. And she was, by bad choices, when she got old enough to leave the system, she left and made bad choices. The girl right there. But over time, she gave her heart to the Lord. Now, she says she has a home of her own now, and I think her home of her own is different than my idea. I'm thinking probably what she means, she has a shelter that she can get into every night. So, I'm thinking that's what her idea is. Because she's still down at the bridge, you know, and under the bridge, but apparently she doesn't have to spend the nights there.
That's okay. Lord, shout.
There was an awesome spirit there that day. You can go on. Okay, there we are.
We're circling now.
Yeah. I don't know if he's in the picture or not, because it's been a while since I looked at him. But there's a little old man sitting right by the door, right outside the door where we go in and out of the kitchen. And every time you walk by, he'd say, "You got one more of them?" Talking about a plate of food. And it's like, no, we got to get everybody served. So after everybody was served, I had one plate left, and I was walking back into the kitchen, and I just stuck my hand out and handed it to him, and he took it. I went in the kitchen, I told Kenny, I said, "You know that little man sitting outside the door?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I just gave him a second plate." He said, "No, that's about his sixth plate." And he would take that plate, and he would dump that chicken and ribs and all that barbecue mess in his bag. Okay, this is going to be, it's called the Jesus bus. And we have that man's testimony on here, so I won't share his testimony. But he goes and picks up on Saturday, goes down under the bridge, picks people up, brings them up to Angelic Ministries, go back and gets another bus load. He keeps bringing them up there, as many that wants to come, and then after it's over, he takes them back down to the bridge. That's his ministry.
Sad shape.
It's church on wheels. They like for you to ride the bus with them, so there we are getting on the bus. And listen to that music. They got that cranked up so loud they can hear it all over that area.
I'm glad I rode the bus, but this music's all over running nuts. It was so loud.
But as we go through town, back down to the bridge, you'll still see a lot of people down sitting on the side. I think what a sad way to spend your life. That's Rhoda Dennis.
Who's that guy?
I don't know who that is.
We tried to shake him, he kept following us. Well, I don't know what that is. That's not ours.
I believe that's it. Yeah.
That's the end?
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those are pictures. Okay. They must have not copied off. The man that has the bus, he had a really good job, so he was fairly wealthy. He had a huge house and could do whatever he wanted. And that's the lifestyle that they lived. And the Lord spoke to him about selling his house, downsizing, and buying a bus. And to go down under the bridge and get those people. So after some dealing, that's exactly what he did. He sold his house, he got a smaller house, and he bought the bus. And that's been what? I forgot how many years ago I said it, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, this is Saturday.
Every Saturday, he goes down, gathers up the people from under the bridge, and brings them up for the meal, and then takes them back. He's got that music just a jamming, and I tell you what, they just love it. So many of the people, we didn't get to see the one little guy. He's probably, I would say he was probably in his late 20s, maybe early 30s, and he had a cast on his leg and was walking with a walker. And it was so comical when he was getting onto the bus, he turned around and he said, "Now don't laugh if I fall." And we said, "We're not going to laugh." So anyway, he had to crawl in the bus, but he got in there. And there was just a lot of different things. But there are so many different ministries involved there. When we went down to feed, there was a lot of the youth from the church that Jack goes to that went. And some of them played the music and like that, but some of the others went into the Angelic Ministry part, where they have all of the clothes that you donate, they all have to be washed, hung up, and put in sections. It's like a store in there. They've got their clothing section, they're placed in size and everything, so there's a lot of work going into it. It's not like just going into, like our consignment shops and things that sometimes just all mixed in together. It's all organized. And food that's brought in there is all put on shelves and organized. They have furniture. They have a computer room so that they can work with some of the people and teach them computer skills. They can go out and get jobs. The lady that owns Angelic Ministries, her husband owns Knox Rail Salvage, and he hires a lot of the homeless people, and it helps them get off the street. When we was in the salvage place looking around, we was talking to one young man, and he was just praising God, and he was just so blessed by, having a job and what he got to do. It's a wonderful experience. There's just so much there. And after we fed the people, we went down under the bridge, and that's where we took, we had bags, and we had put non-perishable items in there, things that you could eat with your fingers. It had to be all non-perishable. You could, those cans got the pull tops, things like that, and put tracts in the bag, and we had, I think, 125 bags that day. And we went down under the bridge. Well, when you go under the bridge, I've never seen an under the bridge like that before. It was huge. It wasn't like, you know, when we go under an underpass, it's just a little slope or something like that. This was a big space. And when we turned the corner, there wasn't anybody under the bridge. And when we pulled under the bridge, Jack told the women, he said, "You girls stay here at the cars. Don't leave. Stay at the cars." And the guys opened the back end and they took out the bags and started handing them out and was walking up. And I tell you what, people just came from everywhere. I mean, it was no time till there was, you know, it was full under the bridge. And we had 125 bags, and there's probably, what, 300-400 people under there. And, you know, so many young people, you know, and it was, "Have you got any more bags? Have you got any more bags?" And it's like, no, that's all we got. And the guys come back and they got in the car right quick. We was only under the bridge, what, about 3 minutes?
Oh, probably 10 minutes.
That long? Didn't seem like that long. But anyway, we had to hurry up and get done because the police would come. Because they don't want you doing that. Because they feel like you're enabling them. You know, like if you don't give them anything, they're going to go away. You know, but it is a ministry that needs to be done. And I know a lot of the people under there, you know, are into things that keeps them there, and they'll probably never get out. But there are some under there that if they're given a chance and given away, that they will get out. That young couple that had the baby, I mean, it just broke my heart. Now, I know that mama and baby gets in a shelter every night because everything with that baby was so clean. And they were so loving and so attentive to their baby. I don't know what their story is, how they got under the bridge. I don't know that story. But I believe that's one couple, if they're given the opportunity, they will get out. I'll turn it back over to Kenny because I can stand here and I can talk about it all night.
I thought you was going to. I will say this, it's an eye-opener. It really is. It was a privilege to be able to go down and serve those people. And I tell you what, I'm looking forward to Jack giving us a call and telling us when we're going to do it again, because we will go down there. Danny Dennis, the guy that I work for, Rodan Trucking, he smokes a lot of meat. You know, him and Michael's in cahoots now, you know, and you're doing different things. But he furnished, I don't know how much meat to go down there, and Jack cooked all the chicken, and it was just absolutely a blessing. And when we was up under the bridge, the reason we told the ladies to stay close to the cars is because you don't know what might happen. It's kind of an unsafe atmosphere. But we just went out amongst them, and the men did, and just handing out bags and you know, and just praying and just having a good time. Amen.
Kenny, I'd like to say one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Before we went to Knoxville, we had the idea that we were going to crochet mats for the homeless out of the plastic Walmart bags. And that ended up being a great undertaking that was going to take us forever just to get one mat done. But when I got down there and I looked under the bridge, I thought, you know, that's not really a feasible thing for here, because all that is going to do is cause more trash. But what we are going to do, because so many people ask me, "You got any bags? You got any bags?" You know, because they all carry bags. They've all got you know, most of them got carts, they got all these bags on, got all of their belongings and things like that. And they're always needing bags. Well, my sister-in-law took all the Walmart bags that she had, and she's folded them and rolled them up into about that size of a thing, put rubber bands around them. So what else we're going to do is make like bags out of t-shirts, material. You know, a t-shirt, you can sew the bottom, or you can cut it and tie them like they do those blankets. You can take material and just make a drawstring bag. You know, just bags. And we can put the supplies that we're going to give out in there with some Walmart bags, and that will be more serviceable, I think, for the people. So that's what we're going to do. So if you want to donate t-shirts or whatever, or if you want to do that little project on your own, make some. That's it.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. We just wanted to share those pictures with you, let you know a little bit about it. It was such a blessing to be able to be a part of that. And we just look forward to going back down there again. If you have your Bible,